just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig. You decide when you lose, not other people. And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. If you like common sense, hit that thumbs up button and, of course, the subscribe button. And join us Monday through Friday live at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollersPodcast.com. What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday to ya. Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig. My, oh my, do we have a great show today. I'm glad everybody's hanging out with us today as we have new mics set up. Look at that, ready to go. Hopefully I didn't sound underwater and I sound okay. Did I sound underwater, Blaps?
It was a bit muffled, I'm not going to lie.
Okay, well, it's Scuba Craig. I really think it has something to do with the giant explosion, then directly into my voice. I think that's what it is.
Anyway, hi.
We're too advanced, Blabs.
Too advanced, no.
How was your weekend?
Really productive. I got a lot of shit done.
Nice.
Yeah, like a lot of dusting, too. This takes forever.
Oh, you dusted your room.
I was on the phone with like a friend and I just started dusting everything talking. I was like, yeah, and like a lot of stuff also uses like a little makeup brush because they're really tiny and delicate things. So it's like, it's like I'm in a museum.
Well, good for you, Blabs. Way to be super productive. I love that.
Got lots of cleaning done.
All right. Well, it is Monday.
I am female.
You are female. Way to...
Nothing screams womanly than cleaning.
Hey,
it
Blabs,
makes me feel so happy.
How dare you, Blabs? How dare you assume your own gender?
Huh? I'm not assuming. I looked down. I'm like, all right, got it.
Okay, my bad. Sorry. Good for you. Congratulations. Well, it is Monday, which means we are joined by Yellow Flash. Hello, Flash. Great to see you.
That's Jake.
Hello.
Sorry, Jake.
I just got back from the gym. Can you tell?
Tell you what, man. I told actually last Monday was my brother's birthday. And we hung out for a little bit. My brother is a singer-songwriter guy. He goes by 5 Times August online, and he's very anti-establishment. And he just got back from the UK. He was over in the UK over there this week. But before he left, we looked at each other and realized we're both fat. So we decided to put a bet on each other where he has to lose weight and I have to lose weight. And we're both down 5 pounds. After a week, after just taking a little bit,
that's like just water weight.
I know, but we did very good this week as far as eating. I ordered salad this week, Flash. Just throwing it out there. Never done that before.
Really?
I've never. If I'm at a restaurant, I'm there to eat. I'm not there to eat salad.
What about like before the meal though?
No, I mean, if it comes before if it's like part of the meal, okay, yeah, right. If you like a side salad, yeah, I'll eat a side salad. But I never just.
I like a good Caesar salad. I can't lie. I like Caesar.
Gay. What?
Caesar salad's great. You don't like it?
No,
I'm listening to 2 grown men talk about. Oh no, I have to have a salad.
Blabs, at a certain point in your life, and all normal men understand.
First of all, I love vegetables, so it's fine. But listen, I made a list actually last night about underrated vegetables in my head. Zucchini, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower. So underrated. Yummy.
All right, chat. What's the most underrated vegetable?
Ho-hum in the chat says Caesar salad is great. So that's right. Got a couple more people saying it.
I got to get looking like Flash down there. You know, like that good Jake Gyllenhaal Flash. Just working out those abs. Get that.
That's how I got this body.
And steroids.
And steroids. That's right. Well, yes. Anyways, so I've done good this week. Down 5 pounds. It is mostly water weight, and I understand that. But if I can lose 2 pounds a week till November 5th, till election day, that's our deadline. And we're both doing good. So we're just gonna keep making conscious decisions and continue to slim on up. so my joints don't hurt. You know, we've been talking about that. It's been an ongoing struggle along the way, like most normal men. With that said, hey, glad everybody's joined us. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to be digging into this Disney stuff because I'm going to be honest. Your boy Craigie's a little sad today. A little sad after what he saw at D23. And I realize, as Flash pointed out pre-show, I am not the demo, all right? But I do pay for the demo. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But first, I'd like to remind you guys once again, we are live over at Rumble. You can follow us over on X. And we do have a Rumble account. And we do have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do, so follow us for music clips of the show. Otherwise, some sort of violence upon you. And you know what? You're zucchinis. And that's a horrible insult because zucchini is like grilled or like with some like breadcrumbs and cheese. It's fine. I'm just trolling. It's fine.
Yeah,
I really like zucchinis, okay?
Okay, sure you do, Blabs. Good stuff. Zucchinis are good. Have you ever had zoodles before?
What's that?
The zucchini noodles where you and you turn them like little noodles. Yeah, instead of pasta. Not bad.
I've seen people do that with something else. I can't remember the other vegetable, but yeah, I've seen them do it with that. And I was like,
not bad. Weird. Not bad. You ever had the zoodles before, Flash?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's just like
I'm not gonna lie, when you say that, it sounds like some type of STD. Have you ever had the zoodles? Ugh, sucks.
Mom, I got the zoodles.
What are you been sleeping with? Bang!
Look at the zoodles on my zoodle. Oh my God. Well, we are live over on Kick as well. And you can listen to the show over on Apple Podcast and Spotify. And once again, I encourage everyone to head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com. Once again, we're doing a lot more stuff over there. I got some more things planned. Links are above you. You can also support the show by getting all your supplements over at bluebonnetsupplements.com and become a voting member at therealgameawards.com with more information coming soon. I cannot wait to drop this on you guys. It's going to be great. But with that said, man, let's get going today. Jake came in right at the bat, says, greetings to all normal men. Have a great day. Hey, Jake, appreciate that. That is excellent. Norm came in, says, nobody, Craig. Stupid, sexy Jake Gyllenhaal. Listen. He's sexy Jake Gyllenhaal. What do you want? What do you want from me? I don't even know. And Jake also came in and gifted a membership. And Crimson is a brand new member. Let's go. Not to be outdone, Worthy One is a member for 7 months. What are your thoughts on LA Knight finally winning a championship on the main roster, Craig? Yeah. I think it's great. I think it's about time. And I'm glad he did it over the Paul brother. So, he's a great character. He dresses like Shawn Michaels back in the day. I like his like round glasses that he has. It's like mid-90s Shawn Michaels before Attitude Era. Good stuff. And look at this. Crimson came in with 5 gifted memberships. Hey, let's start off. We're kicking ass today. Let's go. Let's paint that chat all the way green today. All the way green. Let's get on that. Thank you very much, Crimson. That is spectacular. And if you guys get gifted membership, make sure you say a thank you and consider paying it forward. We are doing our best to run through the intro a little quicker today, as I like to get a little more, just jump into the shallow end before we jump into the deep end a little quicker. We're wading on through the waters of today's show. So, Blaz, please fill us in on today in video game history.
All right. Much to Yellow Flash's dismay, today's August 12th, not August 13th. So the PC came out 43 years ago in 1981. So we have to say happy birthday to the PC. We have Madden NFL 2003, releasing back in 2002. And then this random indie game that was actually released on like PlayStation is called Taco Fun. And it was released in 2022. Yeah, birthday PC.
Okay. So, number one, I don't know if the PC was like PC DOS was released today in 1981, not the PC.
Well, listen, it still counts.
Okay. So some notable exclusions from today's list that got overworked by Taco World.
We had to
wait. Hold on a second. Now, couldn't you have put NFL 2K3 there?
Flash.
I mean, I could have, but why would I?
Yeah. So some
Better
games, some other games she may have missed include the 1988 classic, The Adventures of Bayou Billy, made by Konami back in the day. Great stuff. And brutally hard in the United States version. Easier in Japan, which is what we're talking about. Also, some other classics released in 1994. Now on the Nintendo Switch Online, Wild Guns, the Super Nintendo. I think it was a Japan only release. It was super rare. I know that Wild Guns was thought of as like a super rare game for a long time. Then it was released on Super Nintendo Switch Online. So there's that, and yeah, some sort of like NFL game. NFL Madden 2003 was released in 2002. And yeah, so there you go. Duke Nukem Advance.
The NFL Madden, which is literally on today's gaming history. Yeah.
Thank you, Blab. Sorry. And also released in 2002 was NFL Blitz 2003. So the OG was
All of those sound better than PC.
Why not? I want to wish the PC DOS a very happy birthday. Thanks for all you do.
Everything's better than PC. Just personal computer. Sorry, PC.
Yeah, seriously, PC console race, you know?
You suck at PC Master Race out there. It's ridiculous.
But it was nowhere near the level that it is now back then.
No.
Yeah, but we still have to like acknowledge it.
Oh wow.
Knowledge.
Here's one that we that you missed today, Blabs. In 2016, hashtag Black Lives Matter was released. It was an itch.io released game, Windows.
Wait, what is that game about? Stopping cops or something?
I don't know, Flash. I don't think it was a really big hit back in the day.
Maybe it was a looter shooter.
I see what you did there. Hey, here we go. This is what we got. This is the game, hashtag Black Lives Matter.
What the hell?
It's 1-star rating. This is an itch.io free-to-play game. Public. Maybe we should download this. Maybe we should play this. Just saying.
I dare you to play this on Side Scroller Plays one day.
Maybe. You know.
But also, Taco Fun sounds pretty fun.
What sounds more fun? Taco Fun or hashtag Black Lives Matter?
I'm voting for the tacos.
Okay. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, wait, hold on. Now, can I throw a rock through a window and go take a giant TV? Now, that sounds more fun.
These are all wonderful
tacos.
questions. These are questions that we need to know. Or you can just buy a bunch of property with the donations that
That's
you
true.
receive. Just
Build a giant mansion right next to like Leonardo DiCaprio.
And Oprah.
I think that'd be good. Yeah. So we'll see if that's a part of the game. Maybe we'll check it out sometime. But yes, there is Taco Fun, which was released on both PlayStation 4 and 5 in 2022. Good for you, Blabs. You can pick it up for $3.
Yeah. Just so you know, chat, Taco Fun is a retro rhythm game that lets the user complete a level with the controller buttons. Try to complete the level with your best time.
All right. Nice.
Yay, tacos. I actually kind of want a burrito right now.
I had a burrito. Actually, I didn't have a burrito yesterday. I had a burrito sans the actual tortilla. You know,
I want food.
You know, Blabs, there's this thing you wake up and then you can eat it. It's called breakfast.
I did, but I'm still hungry.
All right. Well, you can go get a snack during the show.
No.
Just kidding. No snacks.
Just like start eating casually, like some like hummus and tortilla chips.
Don't eat on stream.
No,
Yeah,
there's no eating on the air.
Yeah, apparently people don't like that. Unless you're
No,
muted,
of course
obviously.
not.
Well, I mean, even if you're muted, it's not such a big deal.
Nah,
As long as you eat nicely and clean, it's not like, you know?
You don't eat on the air. Don't eat on the air unless like somebody's paying you to eat on the air, right? Unless you're
ASMR, anybody?
a chip or something.
You're like that one guy. What's that guy? He got all fat.
Oh yeah, the guy died, right?
No, the one guy, he just eats like crazy amounts of food. Everyone makes fun of him.
Yeah, that's his bit, right? The guy, the competitive eater guy who goes around and he's like super buff. He's talking about that guy.
Avocado or whatever his name is.
There's a guy.
Something avocado.
There's a guy on YouTube who has a giant beard.
Oh, Nico Cotto, they're calling him?
I don't know. Maybe. But either way, no eating on the air, Blabs. No eating on the air. Rules.
Nick
Rules.
Avocado? Is that his name?
Sounds good. I don't know.
I love avocado.
If I showed you a picture of him, you would know exactly who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I'll pull him up.
But I can't. I
actually
don't
had
know his
avocado for
name.
breakfast.
Let me try this name people are saying in the chat. Hold on.
All right. Well, let's check out here real quick. Eric says posted a Donald T. Rump rap video in Flash's X and Side Troller's X accounts. It's hilarious. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that. By the way, that's going to break the internet tonight. There's a Elon Musk, Donald Trump discussion tonight on X. That's going to be huge. I know a lot of people are. I know Jeremy over at Geeks and Gamers is going to be doing like a live reaction to it over on D-Day Cobra. So that's going to be interesting. Also, Carpet University says I got called a hero at work last night to stay an extra 8 hours to help close and clean. When I got called it, I replied, I'm actually just a normal man. Then my boss got confused. It was funny. Let's go, Carpet University.
Here he is.
Say,
Oh, wait, wrong one. God damn it.
I was gonna say, like, that's us.
I know. Hold on.
Hey, love that, Carpet University. That's great.
There he is. Now I got it.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
You'll know who he is now. This dude.
No, I do. I've never seen this guy before.
Really?
Yeah, looks
It's an
disgusting.
interesting story. Yeah, well, he was like thin when he started, but now his whole thing is just eating 1,000 fries or cheesy rice cakes, and it's just he cries and shit. It's really strange.
Doesn't sound very appealing.
It's not healthy at all. He's gonna die eventually, for sure.
You're gonna die, bitch.
Yeah, he's gonna die.
Wow. Delta came in, says zucchini is pretty damn good. When I was dieting and felt hungry, I would slice 2 or 3 in half and quickly fry them up in olive oil, a little salt and pepper. If I were ever to go vegan, screw tofu, eggplant, and zucchini is the way to go. Zucchini is pretty good. And Delta also said, also good news, Hi-Fi Rush and Tango developers are still alive. Bad news, they're owned by a Korean publisher who does PUBG now. Japanese studios getting shafted and Korea's eating good. We're going to get into that a little bit later for sure. And Jake picked up the brand new Normal Man t-shirt. Go pick it up right now. Link is in the description. And while you're there, you can also pick up an American Pride shirt and my daughter's Let Us Skateboard t-shirt. Go pick them up right now. Appreciate that. That is spectacular. And before we move on, Benjamin came in with the €10, €10 monies. Says, hi, Gregory, Six Flash and Normal Men, Blabbery. Do you know these action stars? Okay, Blabs, let's see. Do you know the action stars? John Van Damme. Do you know Van Damme? Bruce Lee.
Yes.
Jason Statham.
Yes.
Dolph Lundgren.
Yes.
Billy Harrington.
Maybe if I saw his face.
Okay. Ving Rhames.
Maybe if I saw his face.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Duh.
Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Just so you know, Danny DeVito is not an action star.
I know, but you know what? He could be.
I just started blasting.
Yeah. Don't take his life away from him.
And Albert says, okay, the show is called Lauren and Hacker T Dog, and the woman is named Lauren Layfield. I won't slap the like because you mentioned Gal Gadot, who I despise, or Gal Gadot. Thank you, Albert. Appreciate that. Yes, you're speaking of the Normal Man. Yeah, that's great. This young lady right here on the left, and the dog over there on the right hand, Hacker T Dog. So, I love that they've made an impression on our show, which is great. So, yeah, Flash, am I crackling at all, or is that just on Blabs' side of things?
You're crackling a little bit. Yeah.
Am I? Shit. Okay, let me go. Blabs, I'll tell you what. Can you lead us through the Olympic side of everything, and while I switch out my cables and stuff?
Okay.
Sounds good. Well, let's do it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News.
Hard news.
Okay, hi. I don't know why he's doing this to me. But before we actually get to the Olympics, I saw this meme and I kind of want to share this instead real fast. So, you know how people always do like these artsy fartsy type of museum, like displays and exhibitions, and people are like, oh, what is the meaning of this? Well, some dude randomly at a museum took off his shoe and put it in front of like some portraits, and everyone started gathering around it, looking at his shoe, trying to figure out what it is. Like, how stupid can you get? Look at this. That's his foot. There's his shoe. Everyone's like, wow, what is this? Why? I'm sorry, but like, man, some of these people are just so stupid.
Yeah, modern art is a disease.
It kind of is gross. Like, some of it can be
Abstract
cool.
art.
Yeah,
All that
some of
shit.
it can
I hate
be cool,
it.
but it's just, Really? Anyway, so if you guys didn't know, the Olympics ended last night in Paris, and now the next Summer Olympics will actually be in LA. That's right, United States of America is hosting the next Summer Olympics in 2028. And Tom Cruise actually did like a little skit for it all where he brings the torch or the flag back to the United States. Now, I can't actually play this because of, Mission Impossible theme, but basically what he does is he literally brings like the flag back from Paris to America with the Mission Impossible theme, and he's basically acting, as his character from Mission Impossible.
Ethan, yep.
Yeah. And then he goes and has this, and look at that, which is kind of cool. They put the Olympic rings on Hollywood.
No, that's got to be AI. There's no way they did that in real life. But
No. I'm just saying, like, that's cool. Like, it's a cool idea.
Yeah, it is. That is neat. It was a good way to finish, considering the way it started. I'll tell you that much. Yeah,
it's the Olympics is pretty shit. I don't even.
Surprisingly, though, the ratings are really, really good.
That's what I want to see. I want to see the ratings for the closing.
34 million people average.
Yeah.
For the closing, or like
for the whole thing.
Interesting.
But you know why that is? Because when it was in Tokyo, I mean, who the hell is getting up at 3 a.m. to watch this shit?
Right. It was way better. Just it's something you just have on the, and the ratings are going to dominate next in 4 years from now. I mean, it goes back to time zones. So yeah, 100%. By the way, am I better?
I think there was the oddity of the sideshow as well that was going on during the Olympics. You had a lot of controversy. I think that women's boxing shit got a lot of people interested as well.
Still cracking?
No, you're not. You were at first.
Okay, cool. But I'm better now. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Cool. Just a little switcheroo. Yeah, a lot of controversies for sure this year. And I'll tell you what, like if I was to do a top 3 and bottom 3 of the Olympics, I would definitely include the Australian breakdancer. I mean, that was just
But like, what did they take away for breakdancing to be able to fit in? Was it baseball?
Okay. No, so
that made me think I should try out for Olympian breakdancing.
Well, did you see?
It's a sport.
Okay, so the way it works is this, Blabs. The way it was explained to me is this: every 4 years, it goes to a new city or country or whatever, right? And that city or country gets to throw out a test sport for the Olympics to try. This Paris chose breakdancing, so it was the first time, and it won't be back next time, right?
So it's like a one and done,
right? And so in 2028, the LA chose flag football, which should be an easy gold for the United States. So flag football is an Olympic sport in 2028. So yeah, that's the long and short of it. And what's interesting about the Australian lady is, number one, she's like, I'm being harassed online. Probably the funniest thing about the entire aspect of the breaking side of this is that when you look at these people, they all got like do-rags on. They look like what you'd see in a rap video circa 2003, and they're all like breakdancing and stuff. And you got this like crazy
got
Asian
served.
Right. It's very much like that. It's spectacular. But nobody's complaining about cultural appropriation, which I'm sure somebody is, but I just didn't see it online. But yeah, the lady from Australia, apparently, and this is super high level. I didn't like really read deep into this, but apparently what happened was she was deemed an expert in breakdancing at her like school, or she has some sort of like PhD in breakdancing studies or something. And
it's cultural movements. Right.
It was really, yeah. Generic white lady has PhD in cultural movements. Anyways, and the people who were like the governing body of the Australian break group had nothing to do with breakdancing. So she just kind of got like bypassed and became the nominee for Australia to compete in this situation. Because I guess the talent pool when it comes to breaking in Australia isn't that great. And apparently like her husband was also on the board. So there was like this weird, like, why is your husband voting on you to go to the Olympics? When so anyways, it's such a mess. But I am, I'd say the Olympics this year gave us a lot of content. And with social media, I mean, there was things that exploded. There was the little Asian girl who looked over at the Italian.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Yeah.
That was funny.
It was a lot, man. it was crazy, man. There's a lot going on.
So fun fact about those two Italian girls. So one of them, the gold medalist, is actually an identical twin, and her twin sister is also a real gymnast too, and she missed the Olympics due to an injury, but they were both in the previous Olympics together, which is kind of cool. Identical twins in the Olympics, pretty badass.
Okay. Albert came in, says, I think you speak of Boogie. As the zucchinis? No. Boogie is not a zucchini.
You can tell he doesn't eat zucchinis.
Not a whole lot, no.
Yeah.
Norm came back, says, modern art caused WW2. All right, thanks, Norm. Appreciate that. And he also followed up, says, the Olympics are so done in 2028. No one wants the Olympics anymore.
That's not true, though. 34 million people are watching it on average. That's a lot of people.
It is, but what else was there to watch on TV?
It is a perfect time for the Olympics to be. It's before football season in America. It's a great dead zone for sure. Logan says, Blast, please look up Charizarding.
I will not.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Logan. John says, just a heads up, right-wing channels like this one. Oh, we're a right-wing channel now. Oh, congratulations.
We did it.
Cried so much about boxing existing in the Olympics that the Olympic Committee decided to remove boxing. What? Check that. Please fact check. Fact check.
Yeah.
So you guys are now part of cancel culture.
Hey, thanks for the $10.
Yeah, appreciate that, John. And I don't know if we even brought it up on the show once.
So we did when you were not here. You were on vacation, but we actually talked about it thoroughly with Mike and Savvy and Extra Zero.
Okay.
And we weren't pieces of shit either. We were like, all right, here's the problem. This is why. And currently from ESPN, it says boxing is not currently on the program for the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics.
Like no boxing at all, or just female boxing?
It just says not currently not on the roster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This says, and the IOC has repeatedly said the sport must find a suitable new governing body, like by early 2025, to be restored to the lineup for the games.
Okay,
and IOC unit ran to the past 2 Olympic boxing tournaments.
Yeah, let's get a governing body that lets women fight women. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Right. And I'll tell you,
not washed up men who can't make it.
If it's right wing to know what a woman is, then yeah, right. Here we are. What's going on?
What is a woman?
Get back to your drag time story hour, John.
I think it's really funny because there's certain people who call everyone right wing can't actually define what a woman is.
Oh, of course.
I'd rather be right wing than hang out with these fucking weirdos. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, thanks, John. Appreciate your money. Really appreciate that. Crimson came in and says that Yellow Flash guy is jacked, boy.
That's Jake Flash.
That's right. This is what I really look like.
That's right.
That's right.
Good stuff, man.
And actually, John makes a great point. Literally, no one complained about boxing itself. Exactly. Nobody did. It was just the actual person competing in the women's division.
Yep. And Crimson says, Benjamin says, Blabs, look up Billy Harrington, and Anaki is handsome. Billy Harrington, I believe, is a corn actor, I believe. Kyle says, no Russians mean no fun in these written Olympics. Yeah, that was interesting. I saw that there was a refugee team of Olympics, like Olympic athletes, but not a Russian team. Like we see, I don't understand the geopolitics of all this stuff. I really don't.
It's just a power play. Because if you think about it, China has all those Uyghurs in concentration camps, but they're still allowed to compete. It's all just some type of bullshit power play. Rules for me, but none for thee.
I think you nailed it.
Russia got banned from the Olympics?
Well, Russia was banned for years. They competed under the Olympic flag of Russia, whatever it is, last time. And then they were banned from Worlds, and now they're not even really in the Olympics. And it's funny because a lot of them are top dogs who not all of them dope, but some of them
are
right
about China, though. I mean, yeah, all the nasty shit they do over there.
Yeah, and they're totally fine.
Talk about a double standard.
Exactly. That's why I just think it's bullshit. It's every single country should be omitted from the Olympics then, if that's your rules.
Right.
Because we're all shit.
every single country is filled with giant a-holes, right? Congratulations.
They let North Korea compete. Did you see that? Did you see that guy, the Kim Jong-un? He was cosplaying as him right in front of where the North Koreans were.
Yeah,
banging some drum or something. It's really funny. He looked just like him too.
Oh man, crazy stuff. Well, the Olympics are done. Congratulations, Olympics, for your giant scam of scamming. Like, I mean, I could go on for the Olympics for days. It's fun to watch. Is it a giant racket? 1,000%.
And they're not even amateurs. They're all professional. They all do this for a career. So, like, the whole point of the Olympics was for amateurs to compete, not like top tier boss dogs.
Well,
kind of redundant at this point.
That changed in 1992 after the U.S. lost the gold medal in 1988 for basketball. They're like, we can't have this anymore. Where's Michael Jordan? Coalee says, Flash Gyllenhaal. There we go. Look at that. And Nick came in and says, I didn't realize it was right wing to speak up against men punching women. Thought that was common sense. Right. Congratulations, Nick. There you
Domestic abuse is positive now.
Thanks, YouTube. Toxin says, if she dies, she dies. And Normal Man came in and says, the Olympics should only be track and field, swimming, and water sports, wrestling, and weightlifting. Skateboarding and hip hop are cringe and dumb. I do think that they've gone a little too far with the Olympic sports. There have been way too many that have been included. And Matthew came in and says, China gives so much money to the Olympic Committee that they let them participate. The Olympics, it's all about money at the end of the day.
Yep, money and power.
%. 1,000%.
True.
And Old Man Grim says, hail Blabs, Craig, and Yellow Flash. So serious question, Craig. How did you and Blabs meet up and end up doing a show together? Always been curious. Well, we met up in Florida, I don't know, about 2 years ago at a Geeks and Gamers meetup out there. And I met Blabs, and I think that's the only time we've actually met in person, I believe.
And then I wasn't listening to you, and you were talking about Buc-ee's.
Yeah, it was it's a great conversation. So
were you still talking about Buc-ee's? I'm talking to Tommy about eBay.
I really need to hire this girl. I'll tell you that.
She really listens.
And Nikki came in. Nikki, great to see you. Came in as a member for 15 months. As Russia was banned due to doping, but was taken off the ban list. Then Russia and Belarus was banned because Ukraine. Okay, nice. Thanks,
Nikki. It's all so stupid.
It's a giant circle jerk. Rob came in and picked up the Normal Man t-shirt. Let's go. Go pick it up right now. Link is in the description. This is one of the weirdest video game soundtracks I ever heard was from Crash Bandicoot Twin Sanity. It was all done by some a cappella group. You should check that out. Huh. Interesting. I'm not familiar with that. Thanks, Rob. And Kyle Brokaw came in and picked up the American Pride t-shirts. Says, thanks for all you do for the video game community. All you normal men, put your money where your mouth is and put your money where your mouth and heart is. Let's go, Kyle. Thank you very much. We got some more America-themed merchandise coming here in the next couple months leading up to election season. All right, we do have some, I would say this is fairly breaking news this morning. Do we run it? I think we should. It is time for some breaking news. All you fans of Pokemon out there, you have lost a little bit of your childhood today, as the voice actor who played Pokemon's Misty and Jessie has passed away at the young age of 46 years old from cancer. Tough stuff. Rachel Lillis was her name, and she has passed on to the next realm. Unfortunate stuff. Cancer is a brutal son of a bitch. Flash, you obviously a Pokemon man. Do you have any memories of listening to Rachel Lillis?
I never really got into the show, but I know a lot of people that did. So I mean, it's awful news regardless. Yeah,
and I think that's, without going off the deep end. I mean, I think we all know, like at this point, we have cures for cancer, right? Like all the cancers, we have cures for all these things. They're just kind of shelved, right? Like the pharmaceutical companies want to keep us sick. Is that too conspiracy theory for this show?
I mean,
that's too right wing. Come on, Craig.
There's a lot of things that we don't know that exist that we don't know about.
Well, tough stuff from Rachel Lillis. Best known as Pokemon's Misty and Jessie, passing on at only 46. Koa Lee came in and says, may she blast off to the stars. Thank you, Koa Lee. Appreciate that. Man, that's tough to see. Never like to see that. And rough to see. I think for a lot of people, they see these people passing on, and it's one of those things where not only is it part of your childhood, but I think it also, when you see somebody pass on that you grew up listening to or watching, it really gives you a sense of mortality. You go, oh shit, 46, like I'm 43, right? And you go, wow, that's crazy. And I hope I live, I'm only at the halfway point, right? I hope that I live a lot longer, but you never know. When we had another noticeable death in the
Yeah,
entertainment.
we had a noticeable death of Craig's microphone. But let me just, yeah, like, dude, you were glitching like you were in the Matrix. Let me just cover locals real fast. Just G sent the $1 tip saying, fuck cancer, I agree. And then followed up saying, I concur, Craig. There's a cure. We aren't the elite. And then the worthy one says, I disagree. Breakdancing takes a lot of skills. They just need to make sure the best only qualify. No. I'm not saying it doesn't take a lot of skills. Clearly, it takes a lot of skills, muscle, and everything. But, like, is it a sport? I don't know. I feel like that's kind of an iffy one. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, I am not the Jesus and gods.
I think it's more of a sport than esports.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I think that's silly as hell, putting esports in the Olympics.
Yeah. Am I better now? Am I better at all?
Yeah, you're fine now.
Okay, cool. Well, maybe that changed. I don't know. I'm just flipping cables around. Maybe it's
no,
the mixer
you're not
board.
good. Never mind. I lied.
I'm not better?
No.
Damn it. Keep going, Blabs. Give us this story. This story right here. We had another big death in the world of entertainment.
Oh yes. As I believe it was Nerdrotic used to call her Mama Susan. That Susan, former YouTube CEO, has died at the age of 56. Now, she has passed away also from cancer. So that is pretty depressing. But also, what was it? You guys were saying backstage that you thought it was Hypnotic who said it, that he had guessed that it was cancer like a year ago. So this isn't a surprise, but still, obviously, this woman had a family. So regardless of what you think, that does suck. The end. Flash, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, she had a family that loved her, and I'm sure there's people that love her somewhere. I mean, I'm not going to take any shots at someone passing away like that. It's sad.
Where did Craig go? I'm like typing, trying to get. Okay. Anyway, all right. Let me just grab this real fast because this is weird. Howdy, folks. Gaming Text says, heard a rumor that Blab is actually a figment of our collective imaginations. Confirm or deny. I am not real. None of this is real. I am actually all in your head, but that doesn't mean it doesn't make it any less real. And then Benjamin says, Blabbery, Quidditch for the Olympics? Yay, nay. 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 I'm no. Definitely not.
Hopefully I'm better. Am I better?
I think so.
I've changed the mic. I've changed 3 cables. If that's not the case, then it's my mixer board. And the mixer board, which costs $700, which I'm going to throw out in the freaking sun. So
those fucking mixer boards are expensive, man.
It's
I
ridiculous.
remember my Roadcaster buying that. I was hitting the wall.
That's what I have. Roadcaster Pro 2. So I can do all the farts, and all the farts and stuff.
I've got the one Gary has.
Yeah, me too.
Unless he's upgraded it.
Yeah. That's why I got
you
it.
sound fine now.
All right, I did it. Okay, well, good. Maybe it was the cables. So yeah, we were talking about Susan, and this was from Hypnotic, and he said this. It says over
Never
a
mind,
year.
I lied.
Well, are you serious?
No. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you are stuttering.
Oh my god!
Did you get a new mic or what? What's the new thing?
I've changed everything. Like yeah, whatever. Well, let's hear.
What was wrong with your old mic?
The old mic was fine, but everyone was saying it was crackling. So now I figured it out. It is definitely the Rode Podcaster 2. So
maybe you got a defective
one.
No, maybe I did get a defective one. Anyways, well, this was what Hypnotic said over a year ago when she decided to step down, and I thought this was fascinating stuff.
Passionate about. All right, so whenever I see something like family in health, I think that's usually a sign that there's something wrong. Obviously, I have no idea. I'm speaking out of my ass here, but I would imagine that when someone who's this young as Susan Wojcicki, who is in such a position that is just, it makes her so much money, unless she made so much money to the point where she doesn't need it anymore. But I've seen statements like this before from people who are in prominent roles like Susan, and it usually means that they're dealing with some sort of health issue behind the scene that they don't want to talk about publicly, which is why they probably went to the company, explained what was happening, and they decide to want to step down and walk away. That's usually what goes down. I've seen it happen before, but obviously I don't know if that's the case here.
So real observant right there from Hypnotic. And I think he nailed it right there. Great channel, really on the grind. But yeah, obviously sad day, because you never like to see anybody pass, let alone from the cancer, the big C. So rest in peace to both the Pokemon actress Rachel Lillis and Susan Wojcicki, former CEO of YouTube. Like I said, I don't, now is not the time to talk about her passing on. So rough stuff. Let's brighten things up. A little palate cleanser for you, Blabs. I saw this. Smash JT is currently on vacation, and he invested in an Airbnb. And I'll tell you what, this Airbnb is brilliant. As I wanted to share this with you guys. People have gotten really creative with their Airbnbs, and this is a custom Mario themed Airbnb. Check this bad boy out.
Airbnb, because it's pretty insane. This is just one of the rooms. Every room is themed, okay? This is the Nintendo room, okay? With Yoshi Ping Pong, Mario Kart Arcade.
That's cool.
Big statue of Mario. A slide from the kids' room. Oh, come on, I'm totally going to be using that. A PS5, 4 controllers, TV. And this is just one of the themed rooms. This place is absolutely insane. Like every little detail you could imagine.
It's very impressive.
It was earlier with my son, and we had a blast with it. So yeah, super hyped. It's in Orlando, Florida, just outside Disney World, and pretty freaking epic.
All right, just an idea, Blabs. Right, next time we're in Orlando for whatever. That's the house that is rented.
So can I get?
Why is there a PS5 in there though, and not a Switch?
Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yes, it's very
playing
very
4-player Mario. Well, I guess you got that Mario Kart Arcade, but you could still have 4-player Mario, Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I hear that. I think I don't know. So Blabs, I'm thinking we rent that, and that's where we do our show from.
I'm down. Yeah. Honestly, I think the Airbnbs are so fascinating how it's just a huge trend increase and everybody wants them. And it's not even like Nintendo. It is Star Wars, Disney, Harry Potter. I've seen people go and stay at the house that they filmed Twilight in, and they go bananas. And apparently those type of houses are sometimes booked out for years straight. That's insane. And these people must take a lot of money out of it.
I hate Twilight so much.
Oh, I think it's disgusting, but it is a moneymaker. That was why I was using an example.
Sucks.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I think this is a moneymaker. This whole
they
Airbnb
all are.
thing,
It's fascinating to watch.
I got to reach out to Flash and see how much that Airbnb costs. That's pretty awesome.
This is
that
Flash
would
right
be-
here. You mean Smash?
Oh, I'm sorry. Reach out to Smash.
That's actually Jake. I
Smash,
get it. I get it.
Yeah, my bad. No, I got to reach out to Smash and see how much that was. I'll tell you, that's one thing that I think, I talked about last week, the idea of potentially doing an arcade, road show type of thing, and doing a big tour and going to different arcades. This would be fun too, to do Airbnb showcase and do because there's got to be video game themed Airbnbs across the United States. I think that'd be pretty neat. So anyway, saw that, wanted to share that with you guys, and good on Smash for that sweet stuff.
There is some Airbnbs or racket cleaning fees and whatnot. Oh, I agree. I bet owning it is probably a headache, but I bet you still make a shit ton of money.
Well, you make your money from the cleaning fees and such, because
Can you imagine cleaning the slide? You just gotta slide down and go.
There's no cleaning that slide, Blabs.
I would clean that with some Clorox wipes as you slide down. Yep.
You're the one. You're literally
Somebody
the only
in the
one.
chat said the 50 Shades
Ugh.
Airbnb.
Ew.
Imagine cleaning that one.
Ew, you would need one of those lights and everything to see everything at a hotels. Ew, no, brother. Ew, brother. Ew.
Brother, ew.
What's that, brother? With the blue lights and
Ew.
everything.
How long before, as Derail Gaming is right, it says, how long will Nintendo sue until Nintendo
yeah.
opens,
Good
like,
question.
cease and desist or something, right? That's crazy.
Probably, yeah. They don't want anybody having fun.
Nope, never.
Unless
Never.
it's official fun.
That's right. Speaking of official fun, man, I love Mario Kart. I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just from a straight video game perspective, I mean, I really feel it may be a top 5 all-time video game. You think about how that game has been released and been supported over the course of a decade. I mean, that game was originally released on the Wii U, and it's going to last the entire life cycle of the Switch, right? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a phenomenal video game. But anybody who's ever played Mario Kart knows the feeling of what I just call being Mario Karted. And I saw this on X, and I wanted to share this because I think it's extremely relatable. And anybody who's ever played Mario Kart knows exactly how this feels. Exactly how this feels.
Oh.
First
That is
place.
awful luck.
Hey, everybody's been there before. If you haven't been Mario Karted, then you're not playing Mario Kart. But I would just like to point out that his first failure was self-induced, right? Because he felt, or they, or whoever it is, this person fell off himself. He didn't take the corner here, and they're the reason why they fell off. The game didn't do that. The game did the rest of it. But I think everybody can relate to that for sure. It's the way it goes. Do you guys? I think that's like fairly unique to Mario Kart. The rubber banding nature of Mario Kart, I think, is one of the things that makes it most fun, and also one of the most aggravating experiences. Because sometimes being the best doesn't actually mean you're the best in Mario Kart. You know, at least when you're playing with all items on. Flash, do you have a favorite Mario Kart game?
The 64 version.
Blaz, what about you?
I actually preferred the one for the Wii because I had the little steering wheel for the Wii remote, and it was like, whee! So I really enjoyed that because I was a kid when that came out, right? I couldn't drive yet, so that was my driving.
Chat, what about you guys? Go ahead, Flash.
I like that they at least let you use regular controllers for the Wii version.
Probably the most underrated feature of the Wii was the ability to turn the controller from this way to
Sideways.
classic style. Yeah, I think that's one of the most underrated, for sure.
I really
Great.
liked it. I honestly preferred it over the Switch. I know it's a hot take, I guess, but yeah, maybe it's because it was my childhood and I had a lot of fun. And also, I'd play it in college too, still with friends while you were like still drunk, and it was kind of fun. Get out of the way, asshole! Yeah.
Nostalgia is a wonderful thing for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see if this guy's gonna have nostalgia for this experience. This was a streamer who tried to do, you see, and I think this whole like the idea of stunts. I would say it didn't start with MrBeast, but it certainly was popularized by MrBeast. The idea of we're going to do this stunt and we're going to go viral for it, right? Because we're doing something crazy that, whether it's I'm counting you 100,000 or I'm taking an Airbnb or I'm taking an Uber from, Florida to California or whatever it may be, right? There was a streamer over the weekend who was trying to break the world record by staying up 264 hours and 24 minutes. So I don't even know how many days that is. I think it's like 12 days or something. And this used to be a Guinness Book of World Records category, but they no longer honor it. And the reason they don't honor it is because obviously the danger associated with it. So this was the moment. He actually was banned from YouTube and I believe Twitch. And then he started with 12 hours to go because they're like, dude, what are you doing? So he got banned for this stream. And then he started streaming over on Kick. He continued over there. And apparently he was like going in and out of consciousness and all this stuff. It's not a healthy thing by any means, right? But this is what happened as he was, and there's an additional segment to this here in a second, but this is him breaking his goal of 264 hours right here. And you can see this person over on the left-hand side, almost delirious here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so the idea was let's break a world record. Here's the issue, as you see in the community notes. That's actually not the world record.
That's awful.
The world record is actually 453 hours and 40 minutes. But how many days is 453 hours and 40 minutes? It says it's no longer a category, as I mentioned before. So, Flash, question for you.
That's like 18 days.
Question for you, Flash. Is this a W for the streamer, or is this a giant F for the streamer?
Giant F. Giant F. You didn't break any
God.
records. All you broke was your own health.
Right.
And you got banned off of 2 major platforms.
I think, yeah, right. And I think he was at most streaming to like 200 people when doing this. And obviously, you know, you get featured on Dexerto and stuff. And this clip has 25 million views on Dexerto, but it doesn't actually include the streamer's name or X handle. So at the same time, and when you look at his stream, there's no actual watermarks. You have no idea who this kid is. So like nothing was really gained. It's just the streamer. No X handle, no YouTube channel link, no nothing along the way. So yeah, man, I think it's definitely a big L when it comes to this. He probably should have done a little more research before he got started here. So yikes along the way. So tough luck there, unnamed streamer who stayed alive for 264 hours and 20 minutes. Tough stuff. You said, Blabs, that was 18 days, the world record?
Yeah, a little bit over 18 days.
How long do you think
you do that without drugs?
Yeah, like how like in
you
what
sleep
interval?
staying up like a vampire or a bat? Like,
Well, no, you don't.
Don't you just pass out eventually? I mean, I've never done that. Most I've ever done was like, you know, stay up for an all-nighter for some projects or something. That's it.
Yeah.
And you're feeling like ass the next day.
You wonder how this came to be, right? The idea like, well, I'm going to stay up for 264 hours. That's 10 days or whatever it is, right? 12, you know, however many days, 11 days. Like that, I mean, 11 days. I've done like, you know, these big marathon streams before, and I've stayed up for, you know, 20 something hours, right? And they're exhausting. And you see these people who do the IRL streams, and they are, you know, they'll do something throughout the day, and then they stream their sleeping, you know, and it's just chaos. I am so far past. Now I realize I just did the hot sauce challenge, but I really am so far past this idea of like all this wacky bits. But I don't know. I'm sure I'll think of something that'll be wacky because I'm stupid. So, anyways, sorry, dude. I wish I'd give you some props. I'm sorry. Sorry. They, them, maybe.
yeah, what is that?
That's a tough thing. So sorry, person, or possibly animal. Who knows?
Deer kind? Who knows?
Yes, dear. Yes. All right. Well, speaking of big fails, I'll tell you what, man. I think everybody saw this happening after the reviews came out for Borderlands, and it opened with a 0%. My oh my. An absolute, as the title reads here from videogameschronicle.com, the Borderlands movie had an embarrassing opening weekend. Disastrous, as it made $8.8 million over the weekend, getting absolutely destroyed by Deadpool and Twisters. The total value of this,
and that romance It Ends With Us, that romance movie. It's got Blake Lively in it.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I haven't even heard about that movie. But a budget of $115 million, grossing $9 million for the weekend. There's not a chance this ever recovers and gets in anywhere close to making money, right, Flash?
No, because it'll have the standard drop off next weekend.
Do you think, and I have not seen this like most of society, but you wonder if there's a chance that this becomes one of those cult things where it's so bad that it's actually appreciated later down the line, you know?
Yeah. I'd have to see it to see how bad it is.
Right.
I can get a copy.
Man, as Mark came in and says, Randy Pitchford is a con man, right? And you saw the kind of the response. I think the CEO was coming in saying like, "Hey, just give it a chance. Just give it a chance." And the reality was that was rejected to half court. Mutombo came in and slapped that shit all the way there.
The director.
How's the response? Go ahead.
The director was like, I told whoever he talked to from the studio that I want to make this movie, but I want to make it like a little bit of Star Wars and Star Trek and all these other movies. And it's like, dude, that's not what the fucking game is. Maybe you should make it based on the games. I don't know. Crazy idea.
Well, I've said this before, and I'll repeat this over and over again until somebody hears it. All you need to do, if you're gonna take an IP from the video game space that has any semblance of story, is literally create the exact same story in per beat. That's it. Just
fucking
take the
foundation is right there.
That's it. Just take it from a video game, put some actors in it, and tell the exact same story. It doesn't matter how you get there. Like, just do it.
I say this with every Resident Evil movie. How hard is it to literally just get a mansion and put some fucking zombies in it and have people run around inside? Done. It's literally it.
Right. Have somebody die along the way. You know, like that's it. You know, just you're right. I feel like we are tremendously overcomplicating things along the way. And you know, you can get all these famous actors in it. And at the end of the day, you know, what does it say about Kevin Hart? Like, I don't think Kevin Hart is the box office pull that people think he is.
I don't either.
I don't think he ever has been. I think he's always just kind of been like a bit. Now his stand-up is pretty funny. You know, the whole idea of you're gonna learn today. I think that's funny as shit. But I already had a few funny jokes, and he's like a really good like number 3, right? Like not a good number 2, but he's like a 2B or C along the way. But anyways, rest in peace, Borderlands movie. Sorry you got decimated by Deadpool and Wolverine. Nearly saw that this weekend. Still excited to. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but didn't have a chance as I was traveling this weekend. But anyways, Deadpool, and I do want to see Twisters as well, because I hear that's just a great like popcorn flick. So, did you see Twisters, Flash?
I haven't yet. I'll watch it when it comes out on Blu-ray.
You know, oh, you can actually do the Blu-ray side of it, not on streaming services.
I hate streaming.
Speaking of movies, let's go to another quick hit. This is absolutely amazing. Blabs, you may want to cover your eyes. We saw the Alien Romulus popcorn bucket a couple weeks ago. Do you remember this, Blabs? When we looked at this initially?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't look bad.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I thought it was, you know, it was like a nice little thing. A lot of people were like, "Whoa, that's pretty awesome." The Alien popcorn bucket was, you know, it's a trend. It's a trend in that you see consistently. Here it is right here. Just as a quick recap, looks pretty awesome right there. Very cool with the lighting stuff, you know. But here's the problem with this, Blabs, is the packaging that it comes with. When you cover your eyes, Blabs.
Wow. Congratulations.
You know that Vosh guy is Vosh or whatever his name is buying that.
Damn.
I mean, come on. That's like surely somebody along the lines was like, hey, so
How many people had
It's
it?
the real BBC.
Like, how many people did this go through and be like, yeah, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Then you get the final part and you're like, something's wrong here. Can't put my finger quite on it.
no, you can't. You can't even put your full hand on that, Blabs. You got to put
Nope,
two.
you gotta need 2 hands.
Oh, I
Dude,
cracked
Greece.
myself up. Question: will we get flagged on YouTube for showing the alien Romulus popcorn bucket?
I don't think so.
Let's find out. Here we go. Let's go. Look at this.
Damn.
Look at this down here as well. The eyes looking up to. Oh, that's great
That's
stuff.
wild.
Blabs, would you be deterred from buying that popcorn bucket just from the container that you get it in, or the
Well, I
container that-
wouldn't want it in the first place, but also that's not something I'd want to have on display, especially if you're around children, you know? Like, they'd be like, Mommy, what's that?
the popcorn bucket?
Yeah, what do you think it is? Get your head out of the gutter. But it's like, no thanks. No thanks.
She's like, hey, that's mommy's toy.
yeesh. Yeesh. Or daddy's, you know? So
Yeah, that's for daddy. Yikes. Oh my god. All right. Speaking of big things, this is a repost
speaking
from
of big
PC.
fat stuff. Go on.
There you go. PC Gamer took an article from 2018 and reposted it this weekend over on X. And this was, I saw this and I saw that people like, they saw this article and says every wee from Assassin's Creed Odyssey rated. Now, once again, this is an article from 2018, and they have, this is one of those things, right, that you see online that gets thrown out, and people are like, this is modern day video game journalism, right? And as somebody who has made various lists based off of boobs in the past, which I did do many years ago. I don't know, Flash. First, I would love to hear your thoughts on the ratings of the every wee-wees of Assassin's Creed Odyssey article from PC Gamer.
Desperation.
Yeah.
And hypocrisy, because they never did a top 10 vaginas article. Imagine if they did that. Like, there would be massive reen and people very upset because, you're supposed, well, number one, it would have to be the top 10 bonus holes.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Good point. Yes. The response to this has been pretty interesting. You see people over on X saying, like RGT says, and YouTubers are the clickbaiters. Okay, pal. Right. You see, John F. Trent says, disgusting. Jesus, repent. Jesus loves you. Right. A lot of people saying degenerate, and Savvy points out, nice repost of an old article to remind everybody you've always been raging hypocrites. Right. The thing about this is from 2018. Right. And this article, and I'll say this. I think that this is I don't know who Stephen Messner is, who the person who wrote this article, but I feel like this is one of those things that when you look at it, it looks back on another time where these type of lists were not deemed crazy, inappropriate, and you'd see these and people would just have fun with them. Because like I said, I did a top 10 boobies list of 2008 or so, right? And I didn't realize there's a big difference between 2008 and 2018 or 17, whenever the article came out. So I feel like it's one of those things where people like getting upset over, I kind of wish that if you are going to do that, you probably should do the top 10 vagina list as well, or top 10 boobies list or whatever, right? But the oddest thing about this, though, is the writer of the article. His name is Stephen Messner, and Stephen Messner formerly worked for PC Gamer, and of course, with the pronouns in the bio, he is a PIB if I've ever seen one. But why would Stephen Messner feel the need to make a list about every wee in Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Just throwing it out there. Maybe he really enjoyed it. Any thoughts on that, Flash?
He's gay.
Oh, look, he actually responded. Here we go. Look at this. This is actually on his timeline. It says, Every time this article gets promoted, dudes come oozing out of the woodwork like, why didn't you rate the boobs? As if they're exposing some kind of hypocrisy underlying the simple truth. Statue dicks are just way funnier. Okay. The best part of the article is it did so much traffic when I first published it that Future shouted it out in their corporation-wide newsletter. Well, then why didn't you do the boobs? Then why didn't you do the vaginas, right? How come if it was so good, you want, once again, when your audience tells you what they want to see, then you give it to them.
People literally get mad about boob armor.
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh my gosh. Then this happened just looking at the responses to this tweet here. He quickly locked it. Quickly locked this as the first part. Try sucking. See how it improves your mood. he got oh boy, he got 3 responses. 3 responses before he locked his account or locked his responses right there. He's like, I'm done with this. Anyways, so there's that rough day for that guy. But yeah, there is a level of hypocrisy associated with that. And you know, if something works, you give them more, right? Blabs, did you go through and check out that article and go through it with a fine-tooth comb, looking at all the digital wee-wees?
Actually, no, I did not. Because what happened was I was actually in the middle of stretching when I was reading it. And I opened up Twitter and there it was. And I was like, huh? And I was like, this is so stupid. Where are the tits at too if we're going to do this? So I just closed it all. I was like, this is not fair. So
all right.
I didn't. And then I was like, I kind of unplug on weekends, as you know. So I was just like, see ya. And then I muted everything.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and keep moving on here. This was interesting news over the weekend. I don't really know what this means. Maybe somebody can fill me in who's is in the 4th chair in the audience. If you guys want to fill me in on why this is so good. But we didn't actually talk about this, but Tango Gameworks was a company that was shut down after Hi-Fi Rush kind of the bed not too long ago, right? And it turns out a couple weeks after they kind of were in the process of getting shut down, they have now been acquired by Krafton. And this is the company that I believe runs PUBG Studios, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which, by the way, still killing it, that game, which is, I think, the bigger story out of all this. The idea that Battlegrounds is still kicking some ass. But I don't know, your thoughts on this, Flash. Are they just picking up the scraps? Or do you see this as, I don't know, your thoughts on this idea of acquiring Tango Gameworks and I guess keeping this idea of these games alive?
Well, if they got them cheap, it's a win for them. I don't know. How much do they pay for a studio?
Great question. I don't know. And I don't think that's been addressed. But it comes from here. This is a South Korean publisher who picked them up. And
are they going to let them make what they want, or are they going to force them to make PUBG updates, though? That's another thing,
Yeah. Well, like I said, PUBG still killing it, man. Still killing it out there. Specifically PUBG Mobile. That's like huge in India, of all places. They said Krafton Inc. today welcomed the talented people of Tango Gameworks to their team, marking an exciting moment for the company's global expansion and the first significant investment in the Japanese video game market. This strategic move will include the rights to Tango Gameworks' acclaimed IP Hi-Fi Rush. So
they want them to make more of them. I see it right there. Yeah. So
yes, right.
Maybe figure out a way to make that game profitable.
Yep, of course.
Step 1: don't give it away for free.
Krafton intends to support Tango Gameworks' team to continue its commitment to innovation and delivering fresh and exciting experiences for fans. Krafton says the move will have no impact on the studio's previous games, The Evil Within, Evil Within 2, Ghostwire Tokyo, and Hi-Fi Rush, which will all be available on all their existing platforms. So there you go. Saved from the depths of hell, Tango Gameworks is still alive thanks to the success of PUBG along the way. So nice. Blabs, you got any thoughts on that? Do you care at all?
Listen, I care for the people who want Tango Games Workshop to exist and everything, but me personally, it doesn't really have a huge effect on me. No. But I'm happy if everybody else is happy for it.
Yeah. Look, we've said this many, many times. I think it's sad when somebody loses their job. right? And oftentimes people lose, like the video game industry. It's been a bloody 2024, starting like literally day one in January.
I don't feel bad for everybody, especially AI translators. Glad to see those guys get the fucking boot.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. I said AI translators. I meant localizers for manga and stuff. These people are all trash.
Well, they won't. Like I said, they're not going to be around for much longer, right? The
No, they're already getting fired.
Right. But you know what you see in with a lot of these studios is these activists go in, they put down their ideology, and then it affects the game, which ultimately affects normal men. And there's a lot of normal men in these studios, a lot of normal men that are being affected by the chaos. You know, I said this. We had the developer who worked at EA and worked at Microsoft on last week. We did a special interview, which once again you can find that over on sidescrollerspodcast.com. And he talked about it. Like there was a lot of people, and really what happened was it started with like one person, and that one person infected. You know, and first they scared him, and then they brought on another person, and then it became like a gang almost of bullying people. So it just takes one person to stand up, and that's how the culture started to shift in these studios. So it's not like the entire studio, like people working at these games are making bad decisions. It's one person who's listening to an idiot. So that's why I say like it sucks that these people are losing their jobs based off of idiotic decisions, really short-sighted decisions. So, but glad to see those people have their jobs back. So, Alpha Omega says, Kyoto Bank, which has backed Nintendo since its inception and is a major shareholder, denied coercion from U.S. companies to sell shares, so they buy them. Guess who led the charge? Vanguard and BlackRock, of course. Right. Yes, and we see that many times in the video game industry. Thank you, Alpha Omega. And Dylan came in and says PUBG is popular in India because it's India, but fake. All right, thanks, Dylan. Appreciate that. And Sheik came in and says, oh, it says shake. It's actually shake my wingaling. See, new category for your game awards, jiggle physics. Listen, well established. That's most likely going to be a category along the way. Once again, I encourage everyone to head over to the Real Game Awards and become a voting member over there. More news coming very, very soon. We're opening up right now the opportunity for you to suggest categories, and we're going to have some good stuff on that very soon. All right, let's move on to Today in MrBeast, which I feel like we probably should have an intro for this because it is just an ongoing story of chaos along the way. I've been talking to people behind the scenes about the MrBeast stuff, and I know a lot of you guys are tired of hearing about it, but I'll tell you what, when it rains, it's pouring. And let's not stop. Let's not forget where this whole thing started from, where this avalanche of bad publicity for MrBeast started from. Blab, do you recall when this started?
Like 84 years ago at this point, but it was because of Chris Tyson being an absolute fuckhead and a wood chipper for him.
That's right. Correct. So it all started with Chris Tyson and their degenerate behavior of being a fucking idiot. But now it is since moved on to the YouTube channel and onto workplace allegations. It's moved on to the Beast Games, which is an investment from Amazon with $100 million. Flash, you've been covering this story at all?
No, not that much.
Okay. Well, over the weekend,
There's
more.
Just too much. Every time I look into it, more shit goes on.
Right.
Comes
It
out.
It is a layered sandwich, man. And there's about 14 layers to this thing right now. And I said this before. I don't think MrBeast is going to go away at all. I do think that he could pivot his content and go more into like the podcast space. But I think he'll be done with like the stunt aspect of things because of the workplace aspect of all this. I think he could potentially fire everybody and just start a podcast and do that and be one of the biggest podcasts in the world. But some more allegations over the weekend, as consolidated by Drama Alert, as there was a small YouTuber who came out over the weekend. We've seen many people who have worked for him along the way who said, I work for MrBeast. This is what happened, right? Well, this guy came out. His name is Ty, and he put out a video saying, I also work for Mr. Beast. He's a thief. And so this video came out, and you're like, well, how is he a thief? The quick TLDR of it is that he came out, and this is a great thumbnail, by the way. He said that he was flown out to do like a workshop to potentially be hired by Mr. Beast. They did a workshop with the guy for 3 days. And in doing so, he was, sorry, I'm getting knocked on my door. I got to go check that in a second. But he gave him a bunch of ideas, and then he never got hired. And then all of a sudden, guess what? He never gets hired. And the next thing you see is all of his ideas in a Mr. Beast video. So, and he never got paid a cent to do it. So pretty nuts stuff. Labs, do you have any thoughts on that? Give me just 1 second.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I see this as lots of YouTubers actually steal other people's ideas or like have them do stuff for them and then they never get paid for it. Like it really isn't new information. I just find that this one specifically is honestly just for shitting on Mr. Beast, because I know lots of other people have been in the situation where they didn't get paid for stuff that they did.
Yeah, all YouTubers do this to some extent. Take ideas from other channels.
Well, yeah, that,
Just
but like
use-
actually not paying people for their time and effort. That happens a lot.
Doesn't surprise me when it comes to this guy after all the stuff.
No. After everything we've heard, it's like, this is like the bottom of the barrel. I think there's a lot worse things than what this one right here. But like I said, people don't get paid very often.
Sorry, I missed that. What were you saying, Blabs?
Oh, I was just saying that this really isn't all that new in like the YouTube realm. I mean, I know tons of people who did a shit ton of work for certain YouTubers, never saw a dime, was promised XYZ, never got paid. I see this as a kind of a nothing burger in comparison to everything else that we see from Mr. Beast. So this to me is just kind of like, there's plenty of other shit we could be yelling at Mr. Beast about.
Well, let me tell you why it's important. Because you go in and you sell what they did was they dangled a carrot in front of them and they said, hey, look, we're going to more or less try you out. Right. And the idea of I understand what you're saying, right? The idea that there's a nothing burger. People get ideas from other people or inspiration from ideas all the time and they never get paid for it. Right.
Well, not even that. I'm saying like specifically working for a YouTuber, doing all this type of stuff, whatever the case is, and then never gain anything out of it. I've seen that happen tons of times.
It depends. It depends. Did they get something out of it? Did they get promotion out of it? Did they grow their channel because of it? Did they grow through association from it? But this guy,
well, yeah, that's true. But like, there's also monetary value too. So yeah.
Right. Well, there's a monetary value, but I think in this case in particular, he received literally nothing out of it. But here's the issue. Here's the biggest issue with all this is, I think what this guy in the process of him doing this, right? I think his idea of like, he wanted to gain a little clout from this and make no mistake. There are 100% clout chasers in this situation. There are people who are seeing a wounded deer with Mr. Beast and all the chaos. And it's like, okay, my turn to come out and say this stuff. Right. I think that's definitely a situation where that's a thing. Right. With that said, in this video, what he did was he said that the production budget for this video was $1.7 million. Okay. And the really poor decision that this guy made was he started a GoFundMe to compensate him for his ideas. And the goal was $1.7 million. So it very much seemed like a going for cash type of situation. And he got thoroughly destroyed for doing this, and a lot of his credibility got thrown out.
He wants $1 million.
He wanted $1.7 million. Right. Now,
way to kill your momentum.
Right. And down below in the comment section of his video, it's very much, I mean, he realized he messed up pretty bad. I think what he was thinking was, people will really get behind this, and this is going to be a viral thing, and they're going to be like, yeah, screw Mr. Beast, blah, 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 blah. And in reality, it just kind of turned on him. And you can see down at the bottom of his YouTube video, it says his post over here says, "I'm truly sorry. Every penny is being refunded. I wanted a way to have the people that rock with me support me. It was a bonehead move. But truly with no malicious intent. I apologize deeply. All I care about is getting my story out there. I never
2.3 million views on that video. Damn.
Yeah, man. People are into
How many
this story.
subscribers does he have?
He has 30,000. And I think when he started this, he had like 400 or something, you know. This video showed up in my algorithm. I mean, I watched the entire thing and saw it. So anyways, I do think that he recognizes that it was really, really dumb of him to do that. And I thought that, you know, I'm sure that in his mind, he was playing the mental gymnastics of, hey, let's go ahead and try to make this a viral thing and hey, make a little money while doing it. Right. But it turned up slapping him in the face. So, but you know, I think some people will bring up the idea, like when you work for a company, the idea that, you know, when you work for a company, what happens is your ideas that you bring up in meetings and such are owned by that company. Like that's the reality of it, right? And it's ultimately up to that company to compensate their employees fairly for those ideas, right? So you know, I've known people who worked in the creative space who have withheld ideas for those things, you know, because they knew that good ideas were going to be taken. But you know, that's the reality of an age. Now, the difference is that he never worked for them. So that's why I think people are upset. And it's just like another log on the fire, the MrBeast chaos. So anyways, yeah, that's kind of where we're at with today in MrBeast. So there we are. Guys, appreciate your support today. Thank you very much. Mercenary came in and says there's a Bible quote that covers MrBeast. I wish Melanie was on here. She knows one. I guess I'm just
the one I am thinking of.
One I am. I was thinking like that's weird. One I am thinking of. But man, I bet MrBeast has one guilty conscience. We'll see. We'll see, man. Like I said, I think he's too big to fail at this point. He has too many employees, and
YouTube protects him.
Yep. And I do think that there will be, but I do honestly feel there'll be a trickle down effect along the way to YouTubers. But you know, people talk about like another adpocalypse. I feel like I don't know if that's going to happen necessarily, right? Because you see the chaos and the bad things that happen on, you know, in Hollywood or on TV with these actors and stuff. It doesn't stop. That doesn't stop advertisers from boycotting on TV, you know, or you know, sponsoring different products. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen again, but yeah, I guess we'll see. So, all right, let's go and move on. Let's get to some Disney stuff as we finish up, because this Disney stuff, man, was so sad to watch over the weekend. I did not see the whole thing, but we do have a nice little recap along the way from all the chaos that came from the D23 Expo over the weekend. Flash, did you catch any of this?
Just the trailers.
Okay.
I watched a lot of the Marvel trailers. The Daredevil one actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. So is that the one that really caught your eye? Was there anything else along the way that you were like, oh, interesting?
No, that's it. Okay. That's the only one I liked. It looks like the old Netflix show, which, you know, if you've never seen it, is really good.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on that, Blebs? Any thoughts on D23?
So, I didn't see anything that I actually thought was good. The thing that stuck out to me the most, but not in the positive way that you think, is the live action Stitch. I thought that was an abomination. Disgusting.
Ugh. Oh, look, she literally pointed her nose in the air at it right there.
Disgusting.
Oh, man.
How could they?
Well, here's a quick rundown of, and for those who don't know what the D23 Expo is, it's a fan event where they showcase all the things that are coming up in the next 2 years at Disney. That's movies, that's theme parks, that's cruises, pretty much every line of entertainment business that Disney has, they'll talk about. And so here's a quick rundown of it. And this is interesting, at least perks my eye. And you can see the response that Disney's looking to do, because they know there is major momentum behind Epic Universe over at Universal Studios. And they are trying to counterpunch as best as they possibly can. And I think ultimately this is going to blow up in their face in a horrible, horrible way. But one of the things that was announced, and this has been talked about for a long time. I interned for Disney back in 2000, a summer internship in 2000 in Orlando. And I remember hearing hearing rumors. The long-standing rumor along the way was there's going to be a villains theme park that is built entirely around the bad villains. So this has been a thing for 25 years that people have talked about. But Disney announced at D23 that they're doing their very own land at the Magic Kingdom for the first time for villains. This is a place where poison apples are aplenty, and poison and magic potions can ruin your whole day. With all these villains in one place, happily ever after may feel like a distant dream. So this is a thing that's going to be happening when it comes to.
I actually think it's a great idea. I just think it's too little, too late, and I don't know when this will ever come out. They have no timeline or anything, so it's like, all right, it's your idea. Let's see your process, your workflow, and everything, and there's nothing there. It's like, so you have an image for us. That's what you have.
Yeah, that's
this is Bob Iger's projection.
Being the bad guy.
Yeah, he wants.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea, Matt. I mean, it's kind of countering, Epic Universe, I should say, like you were saying. But I actually think that'd be fantastic. It's just the problem of what's it gonna look like? Everything that so far Disney has been doing in the parks have looked like shit, right? Galaxy Edge, the failed Tiana's Bayou ride was a flop. And how many years did they spend on that? Years and years, and for it to only be operational some days. So
right.
I don't know.
So, the chat, finally a place for white men.
That's right. And that's all the horrible things right there. Thanks, Marco.
All
Good
the
luck.
villains.
You have your place to go at Disney World. If you walk in, you're a white guy with a baseball cap on right here, and yeah.
Is this really a thing that kids are going to want, or are these fucking Disney adults?
Man, I don't know. Like I said, Blabs, I think you're right. This is a good idea, but I think it is too little, too late. This is something that people have been perked up about for a long time. But
I think if they had done this in the 90s, this would have been fantastic because of all the great people in charge. But now you don't have great people in charge anymore. So, like, the idea is great, but the execution will probably flop hard.
Yeah. Flash, to answer your question, who's this for? I mean, will little girls be into this, right? That's the other interesting thing about this is you're talking about putting this in the Magic Kingdom, which is catered to like
all for kids.
Right.
If they were going to put this in Hollywood Studios, that would make more sense to me, or Epcot. But the Magic Kingdom is like exclusively for kids. Everything in there is like little kid oriented. Yeah, it's built around fantasy. Which, man, that's an interesting point. The idea of it going in Magic Kingdom of all things. So let's go to continue. Coco is getting its own Disney Parks attraction at Disneyland's California Adventure. Did you like Coco? I thought it was pretty good.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, it's pretty enjoyable.
I
flick.
hear it was good though. I hear the music was enjoyable.
Here's the one for me, which is kind of my eye at here. Okay, we got Monsters Inc. Land coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, this is the park. This is why this is very near and dear to me. Okay, because when I interned at Disney World, I worked at the Muppet Studios. I just sold Mickey ears and T-shirts at the shop on the way out of where the Muppet Studios was. And the going rumor is that this is going to replace Muppet Studios. And why that's a big deal is that the attraction over at Muppet Studios is literally the last thing that Jim Henson did before he died. So if they replace that they're literally replacing the last thing Jim Henson did. And so that's interesting, to say the least. I don't know if anybody
I don't
else
mind
is-
Monsters Inc. It's not my favorite for sure. Kind of
more
creeped me out as
relevant.
a kid, actually. But yeah, kids love it, right?
Jim Henson did great shit. I'm not, trying to take away from him, but the Muppets just really aren't that relevant anymore.
You're right. You are correct. You are correct. I don't disagree with you. For me, it's just like, oh, that sucks.
I mean, they have to do something. You talked about it when you opened up on the segment. Universal's crushing it, and they're going to continue to get bigger and bigger. They have more relevant branding. The Mario shit, Harry Potter, like all this is new, hot IPs. Disney's parks are literally like in the past.
Yeah. That's very much very true. There's a lot of nostalgia attached to Disney parks, and they are trying to update them for sure. As a new speaking of unrelevant, Avatar Land at Disneyland's Hollywood California Adventure gets a new attraction. Looks like a boat ride. How fun! Indiana Jones and Encanto are going to be over in the new Animal Kingdom area, which used to be like the Dinosaur Land, if you've ever been there, and that's been talked about for a long time. They're bringing the Indiana Jones ride over to where the dinosaur ride was, which the dinosaur ride was thought of as like one of the worst rides at Disney. So replacing with Indiana Jones, which going back to like, is Indiana Jones relevant in 2024?
I don't think so, especially with the fifth one that it
died.
didn't do well, right? Like it kind of flopped.
Yeah, it was a
right?
disaster.
Like an actual disaster. Like it financially did not do well, correct?
No,
yes.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it
So-
failed bad.
I don't think kids.
Nobody wanted to see Indiana Jones literally waving a
Geriatric.
baseball bat at young kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes.
that's how they opened the fucking movie. It's him and a wife beater laid back in a lazy boy yelling at kids.
Well, here is I think Cars is considerably more relevant than Indiana Jones in 2024. And Cars hasn't been really they haven't made a new Cars movie in a long time, but it's still like a fun little movie. But here's the one that I think a lot of people are kind of like really raising their eyebrow at, which was the idea that Cars is getting 2 new attractions at the Magic Kingdom in Disney World in Orlando, and it's not going to be Radiator Springs, which that's the one that's out in LA. So they show the concept art here, right? And here we go. We got some sort of like racing thing happening. How fun is that? And you'll see the mountains in the background. But it has been confirmed, and there was a rumor that was put out there that this was going to be in place of where some of the most iconic parts of the park were, the Tom Sawyer Island over in Frontierland, and it was confirmed today that this whole part of the park is going to be demolished for this area, and this was. I mean, Flash, you said it yourself. Like this is the area we're talking about. If anybody's been to Disney World, they know the Haunted Mansion's over on the right side. They got the Frontierland, or whatever this back here. They got a couple roller coasters. This is the Splash Mountain ride over here. The now Tiana's Bayou thing, and this is what it looked like before, and this is what it's going to look like after, at least according to the concept art. You can see based off here. So they're literally going to go in and remove this entire riverboat attraction here and the Tom Sawyer Island, which, I mean, opening day attractions. This is pretty iconic when it comes to Disney World. I don't know, Flash, you had some, not I wouldn't say hot takes, but I'd say pretty understandable takes before when we were talking about this pre-show.
Yeah, it's the same with the Muppet thing. Kids don't want to see that anymore. It'd be like 30 years ago, but I mean, that Cars ride is going to bring in more people.
Right.
It's the demographic is for like young kids, and they're more interested in, well, it's not Radiator Springs, but that Cars area than they are with Tom Sawyer.
Right. There's a Tom Sawyer. Isn't there some wasn't there some sort of racial element to that as well? Didn't he like go around with wasn't like one of his friends like a slave or something in that
I don't
book?
remember.
Right.
I don't remember either. I know people were bitching about the book recently, like a couple
Right.
years ago.
But wouldn't it make more
I don't
sense?
think that I don't think that's why they're tearing it out, though.
Oh,
Well,
they
no, no.
probably are for some type of a racial thing, and it's probably not making enough money because people don't know about it. But wouldn't it be cheaper to actually start pumping more money towards Tom Sawyer and like getting people interested in it to go to the ride instead of scrapping it all, redoing it, and most likely it flopping just like the Tiana Bayou ride? Don't they learn? Like, you should probably just be like, all right, this is not doing so well. How do we fix this without eliminating the entire area? And then they just pump a whole bunch of resources, money, whatever it is, get people interested in it because that's the point of it.
N-word.
I guess I'm not
N-word
smart
Jim.
enough for Disney, or I'm too
Yeah.
smart for them.
People are saying his name was N-word Jim.
Yeah, and they're right. That's
Was it
Huck
really,
Finn.
or was it just Negro Jim?
No,
I don't-
no. It was the N word. Yeah, and that
Oh, wow.
yes, correct. That was Huck Finn and not.
Yeah,
Tom
that was
Sawyer.
Huckleberry Finn. Yeah.
Sorry. But so yeah, I mean, this will certainly be. Thank you, Uriah. Appreciate that. Yes, that's exactly what what I'm thinking.
Is that really what they called him in the book?
Yeah, that is exactly what they call it.
Flash, like, I want to go pick up
I'm
that
looking
book
this
in
up right now.
hardcover, some special edition.
But
Very thin.
I think that's just one of those things that you're right. I do very much feel like, as much as it pains for me to say, right, this will draw more people than the Huck Finn riverboat journey or whatever it is over there. I just, for me, it's and I said this on X, but it's sad, right? It's sad for me as a fan of like classic Disney, that this is one of those things where like I know that I'm sad seeing this because let me just share the tweet I said. Sadness that the Disney World I grew up with, that shaped so many people, will never return. And in fact, that is like actively being destroyed. And Walt did say Disney World will never be finished. Like, he totally said that, but I don't think he meant like they'd be bulldozing his legacy in the process, which I don't know if there's many day one attractions that are left at Disney World. Blab, see if you can find that really quick. Let's see what how many day one attractions are left at Walt Disney World from when Walt was there. I don't know if
get rid of
there's
anything. They should have taken out that future world. You know where Space Mountain is? And it's that thing is literally stuck in the past because it looks like those like 1960s futuristic, like, this is what the world's gonna look like.
Right.
It's that thing is literally like outdated big time. That's what they should have got rid of, is that fucking thing.
So you're right, and I think that was the issue with Epcot for a long time. Was Epcot was, this is the future, right? This is like the idea of a touchscreen was like, whoa, you can touch a screen and it moves and it's what? Holy crap. But they forgot one giant thing about what the internet would be. They didn't include, which was the internet. The internet was not included in their thought process, and the internet changed everything, right? So when you went to Epcot in like 2005 or when you Epcot like 2010, and you see this technology, and there's more technology in your pants, in your phone, than what is on these rides, you're like, boring, so they had to update because the internet was not accounted for in all their stuff. And that same thing goes for Future World. It's this thought of what the future could potentially, an optimistic look at what the future could be, with like rounded edges and space and cool music and stuff. And there's a certain level of charm to that for sure. But if they ever get rid of Space Mountain, I think that people would revolt.
You think so? It's kind of a lame roller coaster.
Oh man, people would go crazy if they got rid
I'm
of it.
spoiled. I'm used to Cedar Point, which is an amazing roller coaster park.
Oh man, no. Like Space Mountain is, but then again, they did get rid of Splash Mountain. I mean, I thought that would be the case there, but it was problematic. Labs, did we have Small World? Yeah, small. Listen, you can't tear down Small World. Let me tell you why. As you get older, you're like, Small World, lame, right? That ride is not for you. It is designed to give parents a rest at Disney World. Like, it is designed to put you on a cool boat that goes around with lots of colors. So your kids who are hot and steamy and sweaty and gross and hungry have a chance just to sit down. And that's what makes Small World so much fun, really. It's look, as you get older, it's lame, right? But it's perfect for parents. I know from experience. I thought the same thing, but it's there. Blatz, what do we have as far as the what do we have as far as
this website? This is from December of 2023, so almost a year ago, and it says Walt Disney World opening day attractions you can still experience. And they say Main Street vehicles, Walt Disney World Railroad, Jungle Cruise, Swiss Family Treehouse, the Tropical Serenade, now Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, Country Bear Jamboree, which didn't they just announce that was getting like some type of revamp or whatever? Country Bear.
Yep, that's already been revamped. Yep.
Yeah. Frontier Shooting Gallery, Hall of Presidents, Haunted Mansion, Cinderella's Golden Castle, which is now Prince Charming's Regal Carousel, It's a Small World, Peter Pan's Flight, Mad Tea Party, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, which is now called Tomorrowland Speedway, and then Grand Prix Raceway.
Grand Prix, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there are still some day one attractions out there, and those are all pretty classic attractions. I think the next one that will go is the Grand Prix Raceway and the little cars that you drive around.
I think Hall of Presidents. Go.
Yes, once the United States doesn't exist anymore, they'll have to get rid of that one pretty quick. They'll be like, our Lord and Savior, Michelle Obama. Tommy says you're always welcome here in Denmark, where we have the part at where we have the part at inspired Walt Disney, and he stole most of our ideas from. That's right, H.C. Anderson. That's right. You are correct, Tommy. Totally understand. Stole or he didn't pay for his ideas like MrBeast either. So Matthew Gaiman says Cedar Point has a pretty cool Halloween event every year. I heard. Is that true, Flash?
Yep, it is true. Yeah.
Niku came in letting us know a story we talked about just a little bit ago about the voice actor from Pokemon passing away. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And Benjamin was talking about how Savvy failed to mention featured rating, especially Elden Rings. That's right. And Samarato came in and says, will there actually be villains, though? Sure, I just cited all those people. But what about more racism?
Put Uncle Remus in there as a villain.
Total villain.
Before we continue, I did want to share what Stitch looks like. It's a 10-second teaser. So here it is. This is the announcement from Disney.
Okay, hold on. Can we stop with this idea of like live action?
Live action CGI. It's awful. Look at that. Look at it.
There has to be better phrasing than calling this live action, because there's literally nothing live action about this.
It's the same with The Lion King. The Lion King is all CGI lions, man. How is that live action?
Jungle Book, yeah, all of it.
How did they make that movie? Did they film landscape and then add in the CGI?
I guess. Anyway.
I don't think that looks that bad.
Are you when your monitor's turned on, Craig?
I hate
What's wrong with that?
What is that?
Isn't that what he looks like?
No, he looks 10 times better as a cartoon. Things are meant to be left as cartoons. It's terrible. Okay. He's so live action that his charm is missing.
Let me see. Let's see. Here we go. I got a side by side here.
And also, the guys played this the other day, and it sounds like he says an N-word right here. Do you hear that?
Well, I don't know if that's what they said. That's what he actually said. Here he is. Here's the.
Look how charming he is in animation.
Hold on, bring him back. There we go. I think what's wrong? Just his ears are not pulled back. It's like the exact same character.
Look at the blue and everything. He looks like a Muppet. He doesn't even look real.
Labs. That's like the exact same character.
You're shitting me right now, Craig.
No,
you're absolutely shitting me.
Is it just the colors? Like, is that what it is? You like the colors to be more vibrant?
The colors are wrong.
Looks like a furry.
He literally looks like someone, like a Muppet or someone put on like an outfit.
Yeah, like a furry.
Like he's like some
this
type of
movie is going to make more of those, Craig. You realize that, right? You want more
Yes,
furries?
No, of course not. But you know what it is, Blabs? I do see it. It's the nose. It's his nose. His nose is bigger in the animated version versus the.
It's different. He's got a dog nose in this.
Yeah. You're right. But I don't know. Like that's just me staring at it. I don't know. I mean, like I haven't seen.
from me, dog. The only positive is that they got the original voice actor to play Stitch again, so it's the same guy. But it's still shit, and I am against this wholeheartedly.
Let him know, Blabs.
I
You boycott
am.
it.
It's a big fat no. I will not be watching any of this shit. The last good live action movie was like Cinderella and Maleficent. That's it.
Thank you, Howdy folks.
Howdy folks is blind. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Something that we can all agree on is the results of the new Snow White trailer. Now, we can't play this, obviously, but we can show screens of it. But I'll say this. The reception of this has been universally destroyed.
Did you see the meme that George the Giant Slayer put out?
No.
You could play this. Hold on. It's worth playing. It's funny.
Okay. We'll check it out.
Drama Alert shared it.
Okay. Well, while you pull that up, Disney's Snow White teaser trailer in theaters March 2021. The ratio is real.
Did you say 2021?
March 21st. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, like, whoa, we're Back to the Future.
Whoa.
Fly.
But here it is, the trailer available on YouTube right now, currently sitting with 5.8 million views, number 16 on trending. We saw it here. We have Rachel Zegler. As we scroll down, we look for the thumbs up, Oh my God, it's a murder. 59,000 thumbs up. 352,000 thumbs down. This is closer to a lightsaber than we've ever seen before from Disney in the last few years. Down here with the handle and the down here, it is not looking good, man. This is universally panned along the way, and you can see, this showcases along the way, some iconic scenes here of the seven dwarfs going back. There was talk about having the diverse cast of spirit people or whatever they were back
Magical
in there.
creatures.
Yes, magical creatures, and they're apparently they're no longer in it. But you see Rachel Zegler in the wishing well, and you see Gal Gadot as the evil queen. Who, by the way,
so funny.
Yeah, I got the whole thing summed up. Just share my screen.
Okay, here we go. Let's check it out.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of them?
She looks retarded. It's literally Lord Farquaad.
Oh my God. Well, they
It's
definitely
such a shame because I'm not gonna sorry to interrupt, but I don't think Rachel Zegler is actually ugly. She's just kind of mid in comparison.
She's a 3. She's a California 3.
Yeah, but like here's the thing, she can actually sing, so like props for her for having a beautiful voice. Because I listened to the trailer and yeah, she can sing for sure. But,
I've seen cashiers at the gas station, and I know that's been used before, that are hotter than Rachel Zegler.
This is true. So it's like, why would you hire this woman who does not match any of the criteria for Snow White, and then you go and cast Gal Gadot? By the way, is Wonder Woman? Hello? Like, hello?
And I really have. I saw one yesterday. It was really hot.
She's trained.
And,
And you go and make her the evil queen.
I like that you're holding on to that, Fletch. I really have. I've seen a really hot gas station attendant. I love that.
And also, I just want to point out, remember how Daily Wire is making that Snow White movie?
Yes.
And they were both.
They don't have a beautiful Snow White either.
I mean, Brett Cooper's not ugly.
And she's no Snow White.
No, it's weird.
Neither's Zegler and her. Both are off.
Yeah, I want to. My thing was that they were both slated for 2024 releases originally, both of them. Then Disney bumped theirs back to 2025, and I'm looking at Wikipedia, which could be hit or miss. I'm not sure, but they're now saying it's slated for 2025 also. So like they pushed theirs back to compete again. Unless I'm mistaken. And
Well-
Wikipedia lied to me.
Rachel
Well-
Zegler has like a caveman's forehead.
It's oddly
Right.
specific.
It's just
Right.
I just don't like her face. I don't like it.
She's got a very snobby, snooty, I'm better than you attitude, and that's what just ruins her whole entire everything.
You know,
What is that?
it does remind me of Caveman Lawyer from Saturday Night Live with Phil Hartman. I'm just a caveman. Oh, Blabs, you poor sweet darling who's never seen that before. That's such a great classic skit. Well, I'll tell
She's
you
so
what.
snobby, Sue. Like, understandably so. You remember that interview she did? Weird.
Yes.
Weird. And don't you remember her Twitter? That was, she was like, yes, I'm Snow White. Yes, I have brown skin. Deal with it.
Well,
If
speaking
you were
of
super
weird,
hot, nobody would care as much. But you're not. You're not.
right? Speaking of weird, there was a clip shown at D23 of her doing the "Whistle While You Work" song with the fake CGI elves now. And we got some close looks of them, and then the scene itself is, I mean, pretty cringe along the way. People are not on board with what's being thrown down here, and you see some, once again, can't show it, but just some little snippets of kind of what the characters look like. Very animated,
Yeah, they look
super
bad.
duper animated.
It's terrible. You can tell
Yeah.
that they were just thrown in there, and like the layers are off and everything.
The key one here is Dopey. This is the one that people have like really. Obviously, we got Grumpy here because he's mad, right? But then you got a shot of Dopey coming up, and Dopey is this one on the right hand
He
side,
looks like a kid.
right? And they give him like the oversized ears that people like pointing out, and there it is, right there. You got this shot of him, and he looks the most normal, but they gave him a big ears, right? And this goes back to, why are you using CGI? Why are you using this? You have an entire slew of talented people who are not of average size.
You could have gotten
Hollywood.
Peter Dinklage to play all 7.
Right? He could have been everybody.
Yeah. Warwick
People are complaining
Davis.
He's
is
the only one
very
that's allowed to
talented.
work, is him.
Yeah.
Man, they hate him. That whole community can't stand him because he's the reason that 7 dwarf actors are not getting those jobs. He is 100% the reason for that when he came out and bitched. And after he did that, Disney walked it back and said, we're reevaluating how we're going to do this. And look what happened. And so instead of hiring them, now you've got CGI dwarves.
True.
There was a guy, some guy from the TLC has all these reality shows, and one of them
Right.
is about some little people family, and he put something out a day or two ago, like, cussing them out.
Well, I mean,
Well, there was only one dwarf, right? In the special people originally.
Yeah,
there was
just one.
A dwarf.
Yeah.
right.
But to further go on with the dwarfs thing, I saw that Tug Life post something about this, and we can't play the scene because again, copyright. But they did show a scene, like whistle while you work and everything. And this is so true. It's annoying as fuck that they changed the scene to her making the dwarves clean and not even help. In the original movie, she stumbles upon the house after almost being killed, notices that it's dirty, cleans it with the animal's help, and then falls asleep. The dwarves come home after a very long day of work and are surprised. They're grateful for what she's done, and that's why they let her stay. Typical boss girl bullshit. And it's true. She's literally standing around there, and she's whistling, telling them to clean, and they're all cleaning. She's just standing there dancing. They completely changed it. So instead of her doing the cleaning, she's telling the small people to clean. I feel like that's some type of like racism or ageism or like heightism. There's something in there.
That's interesting. Interesting thought. I didn't really pick up on that the first time around, but yeah, they are all working together the first time. She's actually like teaching them how
Oh, quality.
Yeah,
Right.
so now she thinks she's better than them because they're little people. That's how I'm going to perceive this.
Maybe that's why they
She
picked
hates the
Zegler.
tiny people.
Because that's how she sees the world.
We talked about the disaster that was Borderlands earlier today. This movie. Will this movie, Snow White, be a bigger box office disaster. I don't think it's going
think
to
it'll do well.
I
Really?
think it's going to do Little Mermaid numbers. Whatever Little Mermaid made, I think that's where it's going to end up.
No, I think it'll do even better than that because they're not like the race swapping and everything isn't so in your face that people are like, oh, that's not Little Mermaid. They're gonna be like, oh, that's Snow White. She kind of looks like Snow White, you know? So they'll go and see it because they're really curious about it.
So speaking
And
of
it's
Little
got Gal
Mermaid,
Gadot.
Little Mermaid made almost $570 million from its release, right? So it obviously made money along the way. I don't have the figures of what it did, how much it cost, but I guarantee that. I mean, it did not have a budget of $600 million, right? Isn't the budget for this movie?
Well, they did a lot of reshoots, so it's tough to say.
Yeah.
Fairly high. So, yeah, I don't think it's gonna bomb, but I don't think it's gonna perform like I think they want it to, because ultimately kids will want to see this, and parents will be like, all right, thank you.
And when I say she looks like Snow White, I mean, guys, like she looks more like Snow White than the live action Little Mermaid looked like Ariel, is what I'm trying to say. Like it looks better. So that's why I think it'll do a little bit better. And also, again, like people are just curious. They want to take their kids to the movies. It's like, oh, look, this is my childhood. Now you can have your own reimagination for your childhood type of deal. So, yeah, they'll make money. Depends on how much, though.
Yeah, for sure. I think that when it comes to this, I mean, it goes, say this all the time, right? You invest $300 million in something. I mean, come on, you gotta, that's a giant gamble anytime you invest that amount of money into something. And, but you know, Disney has shown over and over again that they can take losses. And, the only hope is, you know, Disney went through a really tough time in the 70s and into the 80s where they kind of lost their way. And then as they got into the late 80s, early 90s, they kind of rediscovered their magic. And I guess you can only hope that somewhere along the lines, somebody's going to take the reins at Disney and help them rediscover. And just to kind of put a pin on this whole thing with Snow White, I can't deal with this whole live action thing. If one person is an actor and everything else is CGI, that's not live action. Nothing about that's live action. There's literally more actors that are fake than in reality. And when you have a fake deer walk up to you, that's not a real deer. It's not live action. I don't know how they can get away with this.
Especially because like nowadays there's so many regulations too that you really can't even use like dogs on set, right? Like they were like, no, it has to be CGI. So yeah, it's a lot. I don't know why they're doing this.
Jason says the Little Mermaid had a budget of $250 million, so it needed an estimate $725 million at the box office to break even. The rule is 2.5 production budget. Is that how is it? I always thought it was 2. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the Hollywood game. I'm not going to pretend like I do, but I've always heard that the golden rule is 2x the budget because you double the production budget for marketing and everything like that. So crazy, man. The question is, Absolutely Ready says Little Mermaid barely broke even. Okay, there you go.
So you really have a whole lot to compete with. Just has to break even.
Yep. Bitch then says Rammstein has the best Snow White. And Hayden, great to see you. Came in with a 10, says, I think making the whole thing a CG monstrosity was cheaper than hiring actors that came in as the Seven Dwarfs and resorting the whole movie. It's all covering up the bandits misstep they took. Right. And that's a big question. Like CGI cost a lot of money to do. So you wonder, like, what was cheaper to hire these actors and just have them on set for these things, or was it cheaper to make CGI, or had they stepped into they put their foot in their mouth so much that they, that they're like, well, we're committed to it. We're doing CGI. We're not definitely not doing any actors for this. And you wonder if it was just a pride thing along the way. So Tommy came and says, can we remake The Emperor Has No Clothes? It seems fitting for this U.S. election. What? And Norm came and says, a Snow White movie starring Ben Shapiro? No, thanks. Yeah. Mighty Megatron says, over on Rumble, says, the best Snow White comes from Bolivia, Craig. Come on, everyone knows that. I did not know that. Thanks, Mighty Megatron. Appreciate that. That's right. The Bolivian Snow White just rolls off the tip of the tongue. Howdy folks came in and says, hot take, live action Stitch greater than this Snow White.
It
Why is that?
probably will be,
Yeah,
but it's
there you
not
go.
saying a whole lot.
Tommy came in and says, how do they find the fairest of them all? Fat phobia? That's right.
You know, speaking of fairest of them all, so I was scrolling on Facebook the other day, and you know how like when they first cast Rachel Zegler, everyone was like, "But yo, she's not like skin as white as snow and everything. She's not the fairest of them all." And people are actually coping. And you know how we said this last time? They're like, "Oh, the fairest," as in treating everyone equally and
Right.
everything. Right? That thing is actually sticking. I didn't think it would stick, and people are trying to cope on it and say, "Oh no, they mean like she's the treating everyone equally. She's the fairest of the all in the land. She sees everyone equally." And I'm like, wait a second, you guys actually believe this mumbo jumbo bullshit? Like that's not even from the Grimm's brothers whatsoever, huh? So it's
I'm gonna tell you-
amazing to see.
I'm going to tell you this right now. There is, if the last few weeks have showed us anything, it's just how easy
Stupid.
people are manipulated.
Mm.
No, like, and the gaslighting is such. No, that's totally what I meant. That, yeah, absolutely, that's what I meant. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, absolutely. You know, like the
Mhm.
people are just sheep, and it's amazing to see how that is, and that's been so apparent the last few weeks.
From anything,
In-
yeah, from like Disney to politics and everything in between. It's amazing how people just lost the concept of critical thinking and just looking and going, does that make sense? Let me think about this.
Yup.
Amazing.
Hey, Joseph's right. He says, I agree with Jay. Yeah, Jay's just hanging out in the background. See what Jay's up to these days. Jay, you just hanging out over there, just watching out. Oh, it's not quite time for Christmas, Jay. Just hang tight, buddy.
Take
All right.
the hat off.
Take it off. Buddy. It's ridiculous.
It's been 8 months.
We'll check in with Jay later on. It's good to see Jay as always. Albert says the new whistle while you work is supposed to flip the script on gender roles. What? But people are too unsmart to know the reason why it was this way, because the feminine work men did that women appreciated it. Thanks, Albert. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Norm came in and says, I've never been to Disney Park. And honestly, I don't mind. There are plenty of more interesting places to go that cause less grief. Thanks, Norm.
Hail.
Appreciate that.
Yes. Like
And
Universal.
Crazy People says, I think they can change to some space racing. Thanks, Crazy T. Appreciate that. All right. Man, oh man, oh man. I got one more fun little quick hit to finish the day. I've been wanting to get to this the last few days. I saw this, and Flash, I think you'll really, really appreciate this. This was a video I saw on X, which I think anybody who grew up playing Halo 3 or played Halo 3 or played any sort of online game that saw its servers discontinued can relate to this. Did you see the last Halo 3 lobby on Xbox 360 video, Flash?
No.
Oh boy. Here we go. Be ready to pull at your heartstrings here as these people in. Once again, not as bad as you'd expect it to be, but here we go. Let's check out to see how this went down.
Can't hear it.
There's no sound.
Oh, there's no sound of it, huh? Okay, hold on. Let me try again real quick. But yes, these poor guys are trying to cope with what's happening in real time.
All right, the servers are officially.
There we go.
The what? Yeah.
No way.
Are you sure?
Someone just messaged me saying
I might have
servers are done.
No.
Oh,
What do
wait.
you mean?
Okay. Yeah.
What do you mean?
yeah,
Let
we
me pick a playlist. I think this is it, boys.
I don't think it is.
Oh my
Come
god.
on.
It's been an honor serving with you, lads. All right, the servers are.
Ooh, hits hard at the end. It's been an honor serving with you, lads.
That's sad.
Isn't it?
That is sad.
It is sad, man. It's Flash. Do you I don't know, you got any memories of Halo 3 lobbies along the way?
Yeah, I was just in one last week.
Oh, wow.
I played it on Steam in the Master Chief collection. It's time to move up, boys.
It's time to upgrade, boys. Well, that's
Yeah.
on the old Xbox 360. So sad days. Sad days.
Even
man.
I have that collection.
It's
I'm
great.
terrible at it though.
I still play the Master Chief collection all the time. I love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does Halo hold up today?
It does for me,
Yeah,
but
the guys will have a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah.
Just a very chill thing to play.
All right. Well, there you go. Let's get to some super chats, guys. Thank you very much. We cannot do this show without your support. We appreciate any and all support, whether it's direct donations, Rumble rants, or super chats. So, maybe heading over to sidescrollerspodcast.com, becoming a member over there. Once again, get into more stuff over there. Let's start off with Absolutely Ready. Says, whenever anyone I know passes on, I console myself by watching the 1985 classic Commando starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hint, hint, blabs. Thanks, Absolutely Ready.
I don't know what you're talking about. Over on locals, Spoon Ninja sent a $1 tip saying Super Mario Kart on the SNES as to what was his favorite Mario Kart.
Well, you can only have 4, Joe, if it's a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Joey says, which Mount Rushmore of anime shows? Mine's Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Naruto, Cowboy Bebop, and Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. Yeah, that's right. So here's the thing, Joey, that there's only 4 people on Mount Rushmore. And unless you're going to add Joe Biden, which is not going to happen. Do you have I'm going to go with what I know when it comes to anime, which is Voltron.
That's it? That's all you got? All right, I'll answer that.
Dragon Ball, One Piece, Gundam, the original Gundam, and Naruto.
Okay, so I really liked Apothecary Diaries, Frieren, Kaguya-sama Love is War, A Sign of Affection. I'll go with those 4 for now.
Oh yeah, I forgot Thundercats. That's right. Thundercats.
Greg.
Ho! Benjamin says, "Look, Party Animals would be a more fun experience." Hey, thanks, Benjamin. Party Animals, great stuff. Norm says, if you've never lost friends or loved ones playing Mario Kart, have you really played Mario Kart? That's right. You know what's going on, Norm. John came in and says Mario Kart 8 Deluxe OST is the best OST hands down. Also, look up get Mario Kart. It's a classic. That's right. We all know what that's like getting Mario Karted. Dan came in and says, between Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart Double Dash, the best Mario Kart games. Once again, what's y'all's thoughts? We had that just earlier talking about the guy getting Mario Karted. Torgo came in and says, H.R. Geiger Alien was always phallic. Well, no, that's right.
I still got to go with Nintendo 64 Mario Kart because, I mean, you could only do 2 people on Super Nintendo. It was fun sitting down with 4 in Mario Kart 64. Felt like a real race because you had like multiple people, not just one-on-one. Not to take anything away from, the original. I love that one too, but
for me, it was the battle mode. I still say the Super Nintendo battle mode is the best battle mode in all Mario Kart. Like it was for blood on that one, man. It's great stuff. Dan says, I got to see Twister's movie in theaters. It's okay. I don't hate it. Everyone loves it. And then see the original. Yeah. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. Norm came back in with them Canadian money. He says the person coming up with these popcorn bucket designs must be the most innocent person ever. On the bright side, doing popcorn bucket has a companion now. That's a good point. Great point, right? Blabs,
wait, no, the Deadpool one, you could actually stick the. Never mind.
Yeah, you could actually put the alien in the Deadpool mouth. Yeah. Blabs, see if we can, maybe we can create some sort of viral post on X for that.
I just want to say this is the Dune popcorn bucket in case anybody forgot.
Well, you could stick the Romulus one in there too.
Yeah.
Janice says, where do you put the popcorn? Also, where's the bucket part? That's a good point.
Holy shit. The Dune popcorn bucket, it's like $805 on eBay.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No.
What kind of person is going to buy that for $850?
I'll say it. Sucker. Albert says Kevin Hart is Wolverine in Marvel Earth 348. Get it? 348. Get it? No.
So
what am I missing?
I think it's Cop 348. Hold on.
Okay.
That's a cop code. I don't know what it is. So
Zach came in and says One Piece nailed it so well that Hollywood was blind to natural diversity. It sucks what Disney has done to Star Wars and Marvel and studios with 2 IPs with built-in audience. 199. Let's go. We love the 199 and the normal men. Lord Slosh came in and says, allegedly Capcom didn't want a faithful adaptation of Resident Evil, which is why we got the movies we did. Well, there you go. Benjathan came in, says, in Shakespeare, fair legit means white and pale, like a queen of snow. far beyond compare, lips attuned to symmetry, would seek her everywhere. All right.
Yeah,
thanks,
it's
Benjamin.
like Rings of Power in Amazon where they got that chick. They're like, she's super fair and everything, and then it's like this not white chick.
Mid. I like the way you said it, Flash, a California 3. Man. Tommy came in and says, don't crap on Halo, Craig. They still have one of the best game soundtracks. Try this one, Halo, the Danish National Symphony Orchestra, and Emir None. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate that. And no, the Halo soundtrack is phenomenal. It will always be phenomenal. But just wondering, like, I think for me, Halo is still very floaty. The jumps in particular are very floaty. I'm thinking like Halo 2 in particular. Albert says, it should be the Emery's with no clothes, like with Sydney Sweeney as the Empress. Maybe the Empress has no clothes. Thanks, Albert. Appreciate that. And it says, Flash, check out anime Bakano. You'll love it. Do you know that, Flash?
No, I'll look into it.
SNK fans.
I'm almost caught up on One Piece, so I'll be checking out new stuff once I'm done. Only 200 more episodes to go.
Well, that's it. Only 200 more to go.
Final countdown.
I think I'm on 987 now.
Boy, that's just insane. What do you do? Do you just watch that all day? Is it always on? Just rolling in the background?
Sometimes, yeah, just have it on in the background.
Man.
But then you miss stuff.
Not all the time. Just saying.
I don't know if we'll ever get the super chat out, but SNK fan says, Greg, you forgot Captain Planet. Was that an anime as well? That's nice. Good stuff.
Over on local, Spoon Ninja sent another dollar tip saying, yes, watch Conan. Maybe.
Let's go. Over on the Direct Donation side, Mercenary says, I've heard backfill info cringe, stuff of what's going on with Disney. It was already been taken down, and we were just seeing what the good guys did. Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Mercenary. Appreciate that. Delta says, my youngest sister, who's around 14 now, loves Lilo and Stitch, so I await her review on the reboot and whatever the new movie is. I chuckled at all the Fortnite content because she told me she doesn't play it anymore, and it's for babies. The Grateful Gamer came in with the 5, says, Muppets are still relevant. There's a channel called Devil Artemis that features based versions of Kermit the Frog. Disney shouldn't have sold the Muppets to Universal, should have sold the Muppets to Universal if they weren't going to support them. The breakup of Kermit and Piggy was trending in 2021. And Delta says, Craig, in the cartoon, Stitch was more reptile/buggish. Look like an alien hybrid. Thank you, Delta. Appreciate it. Thanks for the clarity. Maybe I just don't really care that much about that movie. It was not one of my favorites. I even asked my kids about that the other day. They're like, it was a movie. It wasn't that big of a deal to them. B. Barrett came in with the 2, says, Craig gets triggered by tacos. I love tacos. Don't you dare. Then he followed up with says, who says modern art is soulless? Boga Slawa says, get rid of the crappy new sports. Bring back chariot racing for the Olympics. Let's go. And Dylan came in with a $5 Rumble rant. Says, I love you. Thanks, Dylan. Appreciate that. Good to see you. Dude says, Susan is the reason we need platforms like Rumble. Speaking of Susan, passing on Susan, the former CEO of YouTube. And Das Pooch says, what's hilarious about the breakdancing is a video went around of an 8-year-old that was unbelievably awesome compared to the Olympic competitors. It's so stupid. Thanks, Das Pooch. I didn't see that one. That's great. And then he followed up, says, lol, meant to give $5 for the last one. Well, thanks, Das Pooch. We appreciate any and all support. Mimic says, first day of school today, and my 10-year-old insisted on rocking his normal man shirt. Let's go. He was between that and the Let Us Skateboard shirt. So skateboard is tomorrow. Hey, we're outfitting everybody over on our merch store. Make sure you guys head over there and pick up some merch while you have the opportunity. The brand new normal man shirt. Love that. Random Nobody came in and says, please read Mark Twain. And Random Nobody followed up and says, to quote Mark Twain, never argue with stupid people. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. And Saint came in with the 1, says, one's view of the future is limited to their knowledge of the president. Thanks, presence. Thanks, Saint D. All right, appreciate any and all support today, guys, including Joey. He says, Blabs, watch True Lies. Let's go, man. It's the best. It is the best, Blabs. You love True Lies. It has one of the best stunts ever. Literally one of the best stunts ever in that movie. live action. If you like practical stuff, you're going to love it. All right. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Genuinely appreciate. Do us a favor. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. We'll be back at it tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time when we got some good stuff going on. So you guys pop on in and be a part of our life and let us be a part of yours. Tell a friend about the show as we continue to grow. I want to add a 0 to the end of our viewership. I want to get up. I want to be growing like a freaking weed. So let's do it all together and let's change the game together. Appreciate you guys popping in. Have a great rest of your day. Flash, thank you very much for tuning in and being a part of our show as always on Mondays.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Make sure you guys go find Yellow Flash's channel, both Yellow Flash and Yellow Flash 2 in particular. Great stuff going on over there. See, I saw you started to use Yellow Flash again, or at least posting clips and stuff of your streams over there. So good stuff.
Yeah, I got to do something with it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing gaming streams on there.
You should. You should do it. Make it happen, Captain.
Put that Mecha Break game.
Let's go. Orthodox Monk says Space Adventure Cobra, the Big O, City Hunter, One Punch Man. That's it. That must be the Mount Rushmore of animes right there for Orthodox Monks. Well, thank you guys very much. I will see you guys tomorrow. Blaz will be here as well when we're joined by Razor Fist mañana. No, we are not joined by Razor Fist tomorrow.
Nope. Surprise guest
sick?
tomorrow. Yes.
Oh, Razor got sick. I did see he was sick. I wasn't sure if it was going to carry on in tomorrow or not. So join us tomorrow when we have a mystery guest that I don't even know who's on.
I know who it is. I've already sorted it out for you.
Thank you, Blabs. Appreciate that. Like, can I look?
Yeah.
Can I say
I already
it?
sent you the document in like your DM, so you have the name.
Nina Infinity will be joining us tomorrow. That's going to be great. Looking forward to that. And then we have Arch on Wednesday, Mark the Cyborg on Thursday, John Graham and Roddy will be returning on Friday. So we got a great week of content ahead of us. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.